A look from before as the Clippers made their way to the locker room, hoping to put on a show for their fans here tonight. And the game arrival, sponsored by Express. Dress like a pro. The beaches of Santa Monica and Venice, not too far from our setting today. The Staples Center in Los Angeles. It's NBA basketball on 2K Sports. We're glad you could join us on this exciting Friday night matchup. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan with Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. Richardson and Harris filling out the wings. The young stars, Simmons and Embiid at the 4 and 5. And it's Milton in at point. And for the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Harrell. And it's Beverly in at the 1. We've got a terrific front court matchup tonight. Chris, you were the prototypical 4 when you played. Who was the toughest power forward you had to defend?
Yeah, I'm going to give you the same answer I always have. When I was in the West Coast, any given week, this is who I had to guard in a week's time. Tim Duncan, Garnett, Nowitzki, Rasheed Wallace, Robert Horry, Karl Malone. That was all in the West Coast, and I think I played in the golden era of power forwards, and so I would just say put all their names in the hat, pick one out, and that's who was the toughest, because it was like that every night.
Hall of Famers, including yourself.
Textbook, nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
Pass to Harrell. Pass to Leonard. Clippers moving the ball around. Score of the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Here's Beverly and Embiid with the block.
You got to be careful around Embiid. When he's around, he's capable of coming up with these blocks.
You got to love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And how about then not settling? I mean, instead of being lazy with the shot selection, they go right to the rim.
Now, here's Leonard. He really played well in that last game against Golden State. And it's good, 2 points.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, that's because he's getting his number called early. I mean, he's doing his part to help carry the offensive load.
Here's Simmons. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Marcus Morris picks one up there.
Look, his footwork, his balance. Simpson stays in control when attacking the defense.
The 76ers shooting their first free throws of the evening.
And last season, 77% from the line. They could usually get the job done there.
The first one falls.
And this summer, a 5-year, $170 million max contract extension for Ben Simmons. The Sixers didn't want to give him any cause to look elsewhere. A great talent, but the hope with that kind of money is that he'll develop that jump shot.
And Simmons drops them both.
A triple-double machine. I mean, Ben Simmons surpassed by only the great Oscar Robertson with the pace he's piling them up.
Now, here's George. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Golden State.
And the mid-range jumper really right in George's comfort zone. When he isn't blowing by guys and finishing at the rim, he's knocking that one down with consistency.
There's the pass to Milton. That one is good from Joel Embiid. Embiid's got his second bucket of the night. And you look at the all-around impact of Ben Simmons, already a star, an all-star. You know what, Chris? If he adds a jump shot, how good do you think he can be?
Whoa. Some say you better polish up that MVP trophy. I mean, perimeter shooting, the only thing he really lacks.
Now Simmons, Paul George missing from long range. And Simmons slams it in.
You can't let Simmons roam free on the offensive board. He's adept at burning the defense with his athleticism.
Here's George. And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. No good that time. Good D by Embiid. Simmons against Harrell. Here's Embiid. Rebound by Harrell.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Richardson cover. Passes it to Beverly. It's George on the wing. Nailed from three-point land. George has got 5.
Just phenomenal awareness by Beverly, just dishing the ball to the wide open man easily.
Richardson outside. And the 3 off target.
Strong D on the perimeter. That's how you got to play.
And with Embiid and Ben Simmons both at their best in the paint, maybe not the ideal fit if you're the Sixers and you had to trade one of them. Which is it?
Oh, man, that's so tough. They're both great players, GA, but Embiid, his health remains a question mark. And Simmons, you know, imagine if you have a team of shooters built around him like Giannis in Milwaukee. That's a tough question.
And here is Harris after Paul George getting his 3 to go. Can't cash in from close range. Leonard with the ball. Picked up by Harris. And Simmons with the rebound.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
That one is good from Joel Embiid.
He's finding some good shots early on. And what you like about it, he's not trying to do too much.
Now here's Beverly. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Golden State. Leonard inside. Guarded by Harris. Rejected by Harris.
Oh, he's known for his offense more than defense. Harris plays with the high motor, and he likes to make plays.
Here's Embiid, and there's the call on Joel Embiid. That is his first foul of the game.
And he drew that call by establishing his base early and then doing a great job with the box out.
Yeah, that's how you do it. Carves out position, holds his ground, makes it an easy call for the ref.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for Los Angeles. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And we'll be right back after this. A native of Cameroon, Joel Embiid talks about making a quick transition to the United States.
Not knowing English, obviously at the beginning it was a little bit hard to like express myself. Obviously I can speak English perfectly now, so that's a plus, and I'm just being myself.
And that unique sense of humor, Greg, is a specialty of Embiid.
He's a fun-loving guy who's become a must-follow on social media. And the transition he's made has been remarkable.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
Just stretching out the floor at first. They had the defense scrambling.
And just wearing them out. I mean, when you space the floor like this, the defense has to run and expend energy.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So on the floor for Philadelphia, the talented combo up front, Horford and Embiid. Then there's Alec Burks, then it's Robinson, and it's Thybulle in at the shooting guard.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Robinson finds Embiid. Puts it up from 17 and misses it off the right side of the rim.
He's not going to miss that shot twice in a row. Trust me. Yeah, he went from not even playing basketball to the #3 pick in a matter of just 4 years. As Joel Embiid puts it, his life is a movie.
So here's Burks. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Launches a 3. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. And the NBA veteran Luke Ba'amute hosts a camp every summer in Cameroon. He basically was forced to attend it. And the rest, Chris, is history.
Yeah, 16 years old, when he moved to the U.S. He didn't speak English. He was getting teased and bullied. They laughed him out the gym. And that's when his competitive nature took over and carried him to greatness. Hope he's laughing now.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Josh Richardson has made himself into one of the top defensive wings in the league. Richardson says there's a certain competitiveness that comes with being a good defender. The defensive end takes will, and I have a lot of it. Kevin J. Rich is self-described as super competitive, and that edge is what drives him.
It sure is. That's what it takes. Thank you, David. Leonard. It's hauled in by Thibault.
I thought that one was going to go down. The mid-range jumpers, oh man, that's usually a bunny with the D playing soft like that.
Now, here's Burks. 11 points for him in that last game against Detroit. Sinks the triple.
Yeah, that's 2 straight three-pointers they've allowed.
Williams scanning the floor. Green, the pass to Williams. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Patterson, he's checked in for the Clippers. Paul George comes in for Kawhi Leonard. The 76ers also with a sub. Tobias Harris is checked in for Robinson. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. And so it's Burks bringing it up now for the Philadelphia 76ers. Only given up 6 here in this quarter. Here's Harris. George with the defensive effort.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
Excellent D, avoiding fouling and got in the perfect position to alter the shot.
Now here is Harris. He's been patient so far, nothing on the scoreboard yet. The shoe culture becoming a bigger part of the game. Signature shoes, custom shoes, collections. P.J. Tucker with over 4,000 pairs of shoes. See, Webber, you a collector?
I love it, and it's all because of the Jordan phenomenon. What Michael Jordan did for the game, not just with the shoe, but what he did for the game and making it be so cool in the culture. I got to give my boys in Michigan, give us a little credit too with what we did there. But the shoe game has definitely become something that's just crazy out of control. I love it, but no, yeah, I'm a little bit of a collector.
Jackson against Harris. Jackson misses. Now the 76ers with it. They're rolling here with a 9-point run. Harris passes to Horford. Embiid inside, working on Zubac. It's hauled in by Zubac. Clippers trail by 5. Pass to Williams. 15 seconds left here in the second. Just 5 to shoot. From deep. No good there.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Trying to take advantage of that extra space on the perimeter. We see a lot of this now.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. 76ers ahead as they end the period on a 9-0 run. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. For the 76ers, the first quarter was pretty even. Nothing seemed to give way on either side of the scoring column as they wrapped up the period all knotted up. They asserted themselves nicely in the second quarter and now have a fairly comfortable 5-point lead here at halftime. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Yeah, guarding Embiid is such a challenge because of his size and athleticism. Also plays with a lot of heart. He has a little nasty to his game. I remember playing alongside a center like that.
And over to Shaq. Now your take on the Clippers.
Their shooting rhythm was off, under 40%. Some of that was shot selection, some of it was the defense stepping up. My guess is we'll see some significant changes as things get going in the second half. Increasing off-the-ball activity, making the extra pass, and trying to get better looks.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joe, what up?
after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Joel Embiid with a strong contribution in this one.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
Yeah, Greg, this game has his fingerprints all over it. Now looking to replicate what he did in the first half.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Philadelphia leading by 5. We've got Marcus Morris. Patrick Beverley out there with Paul George. Then there's Harrell, and it's Leonard in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. No good from Simmons. And for the Clippers, they're shooting at 36% on the night. They've got to step it up offensively.
And wow, you just have to love the motor on Montrezl Harrell when he's on the floor. Great on the glass, and he just plays with such a fire.
Now here's Simmons. Here's Harris, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's on Kawhi Leonard. And with Harrell, you can see how his energy spreads to the rest of the team.
Reminds me a bit of what Fareed used to bring the teams. Harrell is also undersized, but boy, he makes up for it in so many ways.
That's good from Harris. Well, we knew that Tobias Harris would be one of the big names during free agency this past summer.
Wasn't a lot of speculation for him when free agency hit. Ends up staying with the Sixers, and I think it makes sense for both sides, and he fits nicely next to Embiid.
And Harris drops them both.
Well, you look at Tobias Harris, I mean, it's remarkable the way he's improved. His confidence from 3-point range, a huge part of it.
Now, here's Beverley. No points in the game yet for him. Here's Leonard. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. That one on Harris.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful 2-hand jam. Well, you look at Harris's long-range shooting. Nothing special, Chris, through the first 6 years of his career. But then he turned it around.
Well, Kevin, you know he had laser eye surgery in the summer of 2017. And after that, his shooting improved dramatically. Man, I got to go get surgery now. Anyway, maybe he should be a spokesperson based on how well it worked out for him.
Chris, when it comes to playing alongside another big guy, I'm sure you have to think of ways to complement each other. Not just him, but it's got to be a two-way street.
Yeah, but it starts with chemistry. It starts with friendship. It starts with wanting to win. And I played with 2 big guys that come to mind that made me better. Juwan Howard there in Washington, just looking at him, throwing an oop. I would miss 2-3 shots in a row, and we'd look, and he'd say, I'll get you an easy one, big fella. And I would do the same thing to him. We're playing with a guy like Vlade that would say, hey, wait a minute, Bibby or Peja didn't get a shot. Set a screen for them, and he would pass it to them, and then the next play say, now it's your turn. You're open, because they're going to go over there to those guys. We already tricked the defense ahead. So guys that are smart, guys that can pass, and also guys that will say, hey, man, you look a little tired. Let's switch. I'll check Shaq's play.
Now here's Leonard. Unable to get that one.
Might take them a little while to find their stride here in the second half. Only 1 for 4 so far. Just need to calm down, play their game.
Simmons passes to Harris. Over Leonard. And Harris gets it to go on the assist from Simmons. Simmons got 3 assists tonight. And so Beverley will bring it up for the Clippers, trailing by 10. Pass to Leonard. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Leonard's got 5 points in the quarter.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Simmons dishes to Embiid. Rebound by Harrell. Harrell's got 4 rebounds now tonight from 17 feet out.
Oh, such a smart defensive player. He knows how to use his reach to alter shots.
Clearly a foul.
Los Angeles shooting their second and third free throws tonight. And the first one drops. Landry Shamit's checked in for Paul George. Korkmaz, he's checked in for the 76ers. And both free throws good for Harrell. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Simmons feeling it out a bit. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Marcus Morris picks one up there.
Oh, he's almost 7 feet tall. Simmons is a tough guard. I mean, you got to be careful not to get too physical.
The 76ers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. First free throw is good.
I mean, what you can appreciate about Simmons is his all-around game. I mean, he can score, he can pass, I mean, he can rebound, and he does it all at an efficient rate.
The 76ers making a switch here. Horford's checked in. And he makes the first, but misses the second. Clippers trail by 7. Here's Shamet. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. 76ers have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Simmons with it. Leonard picks him up. Ben Simmons gets the bucket.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Now here's Leonard. He's tightly guarded. Pulls it from 20. Rebound by the 76ers.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
No, you're right. He'd take that 10 out of 10 times. He's not going to miss many of those.
Now here's Simmons. The pass to Milton. And the rejection by Harrell. Beverly, the pass to Harrell. Back to Beverly. And Los Angeles with some changes. Green, he's checked in for Leonard. And it's Jackson in for Patrick Beverly. Down low. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Morris really rises up for these jams, leaving no mistake as he finishes with authority.
The 76ers leading by 5. Pass to Thibault. Now Horford. Over Harrell. Second chance shot. Outside for Simmons. And they double up Simmons. And the officials call a traveling violation. The Clippers have gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Jackson passes to Harrell. 32 seconds left to play here in the third. Good work defensively by Horford.
He's not using his head this quarter. He's got to get back to finding high percentage shots.
Now Simmons, 11 points in the game. 6 on the shot clock. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Look at the fearlessness. It comes into play when we talk about Simmons. He's a force inside.
He's made 3 of his 4 free throw attempts in the game.
And you know, you'll take what he can give you from the free throw line. Looking at his numbers, just really not one of his strengths. Shooting in the low 60s last season.
first free throw is good. Both teams deciding to change it up. And Simmons drops them both. To the inside. Harrell kicks to Green. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded out game.
And we've reached the end of the third. 76ers lead by 5. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. On the court for Philadelphia to start the fourth. Horford is out there with Simmons. Then it's Robinson. Then there's Alec Burks. And it's Thybulle in at the 2. Now here's Green. Jackson deciding where to go with it. 4 on the shot clock. And there's Green on the assist by Jackson.
There you see why you want the ball in Jackson's hands as much as possible. He can clearly set the table.
Green against Simmons. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
And that's a great piece of work to get to the hoop there. Just tore the D to shreds.
Now here's Williams. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Terrific at penetrating inside. The mobility Simmons possesses at his size, amazing.
And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. 6-point game. Pass to Green. Here's Williams. It's good from about 19 feet.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
Well, Greg, this is why they go to him in these spots. I mean, they trust his judgment and ability to score down the stretch.
Now here's Simmons. Off with the layup. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Outside Jackson. And now we've got the intentional foul. And some changes here for the 76ers. Embiid, he's checked in for Ben Simmons. Harris comes in for Robinson. And it's Shake Milton in for Alec Burks. The Clippers also changing it up. Joakim Noah's checked in for Green. And it's Paul George in for Marcus Morris. And Philadelphia also making a switch. Richardson's checked in. Now here's Harrell. And stolen by Harris. Milton the pass to Horford. 76ers moving the ball around. Here's Embiid. No good from outside. Clippers trail by 4. Nobody near Williams. Los Angeles with another miss.
He has shot them in the foot with his inability to make shots tonight.
Here's Embiid, and Embiid throws it down.
What a finisher Embiid is. He's a pro at not letting the defense dictate to him.
The Clippers have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Williams up on top. Dishes it to Noah. And it's sent back by Horford.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
What amazing strength. Look, I love how Embiid fights his way through whatever the defense throws his way.
Now here's Williams. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
No good on that one. And it's Philadelphia the other way. 1:57 left in the fourth quarter. Kicks to Horford. Pass to Embiid. Over Harrell. And again, it's Joel Embiid. And now a 10-point 76ers lead.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
Yeah, and Greg, they've been a more cohesive team over this stretch, and that helps account for their lead.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Ben Simmons.
He's put on a shooting exhibition for us here tonight. He's missed a couple along the way, but it sure seems like everything's been falling for him. The only way to keep him from converting is to keep the ball out of his hands.
Well, to come in here facing a hostile crowd and have a game like he's had, that's what separates the good players from the great players. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. The head coach of the Clippers had some harsh words for his team during the break. He told his guys, tempo, more tempo. You've got to be quicker into transition. Push the ball. Let's get some opportunities before their defense can set up. Kevin, back to you.
And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Richardson the pass to Milton. Here's Embiid. Again, Philadelphia.
And even with the big lead, he remains focused on the task at hand.
We talk about killer instinct all the time. He definitely has it. He's keeping his foot on the pedal here.
Here's Leonard. After the made shot from Joel Embiid, he gets it in there. And that's 15 points for Leonard.
Yeah, and from mid-range, Leonard's jump shot is money. It doesn't matter if it's off the dribble or catch and shoot. He never loses his touch. And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for Philadelphia.
And guys, the fast break was run, I thought, beautifully all night by these guys. I think that was a big part of their success.
Yeah, they definitely ran the break well. A big advantage in that category, and they continually put pressure on the defense.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And you could tell they were ready for this one today, guys. There was something extra on the line, and they wanted it.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Ben Simmons.
He had a hand in just about everything they did tonight. I mean, he just didn't take a single possession off on either end. He was a complete package.
And Harris slams it in.
And that's what Beverly does best, a quick passer who distributes the ball incredibly well.
And here's Embiid. He'll bring it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. 10-point lead. So it's Philadelphia winning this one easily. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Al, the coach mentioned he wanted to come into this building and do whatever was necessary to win. Did you think you guys had the intensity to get that done?
Yeah, no question. I like the energy from our team from the beginning. To be able to come in here and get a win like this, it feels good.
Great